Hey, we're back for another high tide imbibe. I promise I eventually will get a camera that I can set on a tripod, and this will look a lot less shaky. A lot of you out there watching will not puke your guts out. But until then, you just have to go with the Blair Witch style point of view kind of thing, where sometimes it gets a little shaky and you get a little queasy and you throw up, but you still watch the review because you love me so much. What can I do? So now we're looking at something from Moosehead. This is Susannah's Brown Ale, and this is from their Family Series. It's one of their small batch thingies. Family Series First Generation. So I assume there's going to be more Family Series down the line, maybe? At least they're planning for it. Who knows? But yeah, Moosehead's been doing this small batch stuff now for a little while. And so 5.5% alcohol by volume. Don't need the flavor and aroma. Susannah immigrated from England to Canada with her family in 1865. She impressed with the locals with her signature brown ale, which she brewed in her backyard in Dartmouth, NS, eventually becoming Canada's oldest independent brewery. So yeah, there's some truth to that. If you want to see like a fully detailed history on Susannah and the Olin Brewery and the eventual Moosehead Brewery, go to Beer Analysis 101 and look when we did like Moosehead and shit like that. Nick, my friend Nick there, he went to an extensive details as far as the background here. But basically, Susannah Oland is the matriarch of the Olin Brewing Empire, and from all accounts, an incredibly driven, tough woman who just ran into a lot of roadblocks in her life, but fucking persevered and, like I said, became the matriarch of what we know now as like Moosehead and Olin's big time shit here in the Maritimes. Moosehead's still the biggest independent brewery in Canada, and so they're paying tribute to her here with what's supposedly her brown ale recipe. And I mean, I imagine they still had that in the archives. Now, all the smoke I just blew up Susannah's skirt here. I'm not too optimistic that this is going to be super great or anything, because, I mean, come on. They weren't exactly brewing for quality back then. They were just brewing to get people drunk. And it's not like it was a bunch of fucking neckbeards back in the day with checkered shirts and shit, tasting the different notes in their brown ale or whatever. So we'll see what we get out of this, all right? We'll see what we get out of this. But first off, so it's more of a very dark amber mahogany color, which falls squarely into the brown ale category. You can definitely have brown ales that are that color. Essentially, they are that color. It's just they look darker than they do to your eyes. Like even stouts are basically just very, very dark amber beers. So, there you go. Nice little head on there, slightly brown tinge to that. And we'll go right to the aroma, and you can look at Susannah here in profile. Seems to be a little mix of sort of caramel toffee-ish there, and a very nice dry nutty background. Smells like a brown ale. So what else can you say about that? That hits the marks right there. So we'll go right to the taste. Cheers, guys. That is nice. That is very nice. Upper light to lower medium body to it. Starts off with a slightly chocolate kind of thing there. Toffee caramel kind of mixture. And then it just immediately goes to this really nice dry nutty finish. And it's very kind of refreshing, honestly, almost. Not too sweet. The finish, the dryness in the finish balances with the sweetness from the malt. And yeah, that's straight up a pretty good brown ale. I don't know if I like it more than Garrison's Nut Brown, which I think is still probably the best brown ale in Nova Scotia, and maybe even the Maritimes. But I like this a lot. This is actually really good. Some of the stuff on their small batch series looks a little dodgy to me, but I immediately gravitated towards this because it was like, yeah, this is something that's probably right up my alley, and indeed it is. Style-wise, this is very much a more dry kind of brown ale. I can't remember if it's Northern or Southern English brown ale that it fits into the style. I can't remember which one's the drier one and which one's the more chocolatey, sweeter one. Doesn't really matter, does it? Style-wise, I don't think I've had anything that necessarily is so much better or so much worse than this. I guess maybe Nuki Brown, in the condition it is these days, isn't as good. Style-wise, I'm going to give it straight up 10. I think this is an excellent brown ale. I mean, if you're looking just for the basic brown ale style, this, I think, hits all the marks there. Personal enjoyment, I'm going to round it out at about an 8.5, I think. Like, this is something I could definitely drink on. It's not super exciting, but it's something I like. So, yeah, there we go. Susannah's Brown Ale. 10 for style, and my overall 8.5. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you, Susannah. Thank you, big fucking garbage truck that went by. That's always appreciated. Oh, it's just like old times again, isn't it, boys and girls? All right, guys, we'll see you later. Goodbye.